Is Landon Jackson the most underrated edge rusher in the 2025 NFL draft class? Let's find out. Welcome back to All Pro Football Data, and today we are talking about Landon Jackson and his overall data profile. So we're going to be talking about edge rushers today. I know there's a lot of people on the channel that are not big fans of the edge rusher videos. This channel was created to find the clues to success for NFL prospects, taking a look at all the data to make NFL teams better. Not necessarily your fantasy football team. There's a lot of people that are more focused on the running backs, the wide receivers, the quarterbacks, the tight ends, etc., because of the fantasy football implications. But when it comes to a player like an edge rusher, it's more so about finding players to make teams better, because that's ultimately what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show the tools, the skills, the analytics to make NFL teams better at picking players in the draft. So with all this stuff out of the way, make sure to check the description box below to get a glossary of terms. Let's get to Landon Jackson's profile. Starting off with his solo tackle, sack, and tackle for loss data. He had a 90 percentile solo tackle score, 77 percentile sack score, and then 81 percentile in terms of tackles for loss. Taking a look at the All-Pro averages, Pro Bowl averages, and starter averages at the position, he hits all of the starter averages. He hits 2 out of 3 of the Pro Bowl averages and only 1 out of 3 for the All-Pro averages at the position. He more in the Pro Bowl range of possibilities to fringe All-Pro player, and you'll see that with his metric comparison at the end. And then, of course, you look at his pass deflection and forced fumble data. He was 74 percentile in terms of pass deflection market share, 60 percentile in forced fumble data. When you look at the All-Pro averages, the Pro Bowl averages, and the starter averages, he's hit or miss. He doesn't hit the All-Pro averages, any of the averages in terms of his forced fumble market share. And that's not the worst thing in the world, but it does show that he does have some inconsistencies there as well in terms of his production data. One area that is interesting about him is his age and competition data. His age score was 85 percentiles. He's a relatively young pass rusher coming into the draft. His MSA rating, which takes a look at the big three metrics, the solo tackle, sack, and TFL, measured against strength of competition, strength of team, and his age, was 92 percentile. And then his pass score, which is all of his production traits all rolled up into one with age and competition data, was 90 percentile. It shows you that he is easily one of the top pass rushers in this particular draft class. Then when you get to athleticism data, take a look at his explosive lower body strength score, speed score, and flexibility score. He didn't participate in the short shuttle and the 3-cone to do a data point for that one, but he did have a 98 percentile explosive lower body strength score. He is a force player, math rusher, a Waldo rusher, and his explosive lower body strength score. He has that trait in his athleticism traits. Speed score 74 percentile, but did not participate in the flexibility testing. And when you look at his data, he closely resembles more of a starter than a All-Pro Pro Bowl player due to his speed score. But still good data. Still could be a Pro Bowler. It's just his overall data lines up more with him as a starter. Then we get to a metric comparison. When I went back and looked at the data to find the player who was closest to Landon Jackson, that player came out to be Kyle Van Bosch. If Landon Jackson grew a beard, he probably would look a little bit like Kyle Van Bosch in terms. But when you look at the data for the two, very similar in their market share, their additional market share. Kyle Van Bosch was a little bit better in terms of pass flexion data. Age and competition is very similar for the two as well. Athleticism wise, very similar, 90 plus percentile explosiveness for both of them. And then, of course, the speed score for both is in the same range. It's just there's no flexibility testing for Landon Jackson to really make the comparison stick. Landon Jackson might be a less flexible version of Kyle Van Bosch, because normally when a player doesn't do the short shuttle and 3-cone, it's because they're not going to put up the best short shuttle 3-cone. I don't know if that's the case, but that definitely is one thing that shows up in the data here. Because Kyle Van Bosch had a 99 percentile agility score for him and flexibility. And expected approximate value, both of these guys, 94 percentile, 96 percentile, and similar kind of range of possibilities for the two. With Landon Jackson, you are getting a starter to Pro Bowl caliber prospect. Maybe not guaranteed to be a Pro Bowler. There's no guarantees in life. He could end up becoming a bust. But when you look at the athleticism traits, you look at the production traits, you look at the age and competition data, you look at the athleticism traits, particularly explosiveness, you see a player that has a very high chance of becoming a successful NFL player. I would draft Landon Jackson. I'd somewhere in the first round, either the bottom half of the first round to day 2. If he falls to day 3, that's just ridiculous. He is in that starter to Pro Bowl range of possibilities, and you absolutely need to draft those players in the first round. So with all that stuff out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Jim Cobern. Check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/jcoburn. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitter at Geometrics. If you have another prospect that you want to see on the channel, let me know in the description, in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.